What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this, guys. Happy Monday. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. I'm glad to be back up to normal, guys. I'm glad to have my normal routine. If you guys didn't know, we won't get too much into it, but live down here in Florida, and we just dealt with a big hurricane, so all is good. We're back up and running, guys. I'm glad to be here with you guys. I really am. The last week, I haven't been able to stream, upload videos. My God, I was like dying. I'm like, bro, I need my squad. I need the community, bro. Like, I was just dying. So I appreciate everybody that checked out, in the Discord, was making sure everything was good. Appreciate you guys. Now let's get into this, guys. So welcome. Again, happy Monday, guys. I hope you guys are having a fantastic start of your week. If you aren't, hey, Bitcoin's doing good though, right? Bitcoin is doing good right now. You guys can see we have a couple charts that we're going to go ahead and look at, and I'll explain everything here. But right now, Bitcoin's sitting at around 65,800. Looking fantastic. We had a nice explosion earlier today. This was earlier this morning. I bet a little bit after the markets opened up, we came down, right before the markets opened up. We were at around 63,000. We came down when the markets opened to about 62,500. And then we just took off like at 30 minutes after the markets opened up in the east side or east coast, the stock market I am speaking of. And you guys can see we ran up all the way for Bitcoin up to 66,266. A lot of sixes there, but looking absolutely fantastic, guys. Right now, we are currently sitting, like I said, around 65,800, a little bit over. Looking great. Next spot for some big resistance. We're going to have a couple spots, but on this particular chart that we're looking at, you guys can see the next spot for some big resistance is going to be somewhere around that 66,400. But we're going to go over a couple things on why this just is. Everything's just so bullish right now. Everything is so bullish right now, and we honestly haven't even really begun, right? You guys can see on the 30-minute, and this is also on the 1 day, you can see, look at this beautiful W pattern that's formed. It started off back at the end of September. And in the last 2 weeks, you guys can see we have literally formed a beautiful W pattern, obviously pointing towards the upside. So things look fantastic right now, guys. Now, you guys can see, well, let me jump in the chat real quick. Forgive me. Let's jump in the chat. Amor, what's going on, brother? My boy said he was first. I appreciate you being here. Flip, what's going on, brother, man? Jason said, let's effing go. Waiting for Milady to explode again, but feeling it will never happen. TJ said, what's going on, bro? No FUD. Jason said, what's going on? Amor said, I'm glad you're good, man. Hope for love of God. Please cover Mog. We 100% will cover Mog. Did you see the cover? I thought of you and Gina. I was like, bro, I got to put on Mog, right? Because you know what? The point of this whole stream today is going to be about meme coins. Obviously, we're going to cover everything else, but bro, I feel like meme coins are literally, I mean, they've been doing really well, but it's like, I feel like meme coins are going to absolutely go crazy, but I'm starting to get the gist that meme coins this cycle, I think they're going to go freaking insane. And I think some of you out there that have been holding like crazy, I think you guys are going to make life-changing money. I really do believe this. I'm not just telling you because it's not me, it's you, right? You make the money, it's not me. I'm just saying, like, I think some of these meme coins particularly are going to, depending on how much you hold, right, you could definitely, make some life-changing money. Now, life-changing money could be different for anybody, right? $5,000 could change someone's life. $10,000 can change someone else's life. 100,000 obviously is what we're talking about, like, 100,000, even possibly $1 million, depending on how much you actually hold, right? Bullish, what's going on, brother, man? Ricky said, nice to see you. Hope everything is good. It is, brother. And again, I saw each and every one of you guys when I was getting sporadic power, or not power, but service, because I had no power for like a week. But my cell service was like coming and going. Fix my chair here. My cell service was like coming and going. So like I would get it real fast. I would like check everything, and then like it would like just go back to the hourglass. And I'm like, bro, this is like, is this how cavemen lived? I was like, I can't do this. All right, so getting into this particular chart, you guys know for the last 6 months, I've been talking about this, that we have been basically painting out this beautiful bull flag right here, right? You guys know I've been talking about this for a very, very long time, since we made highs in March, right? Since we made all-time highs for Bitcoin around 74,000. Obviously, it was 73.9, but just to make things easy, 74K. You guys can see that we have been chopping around in this descending channel. But obviously what I love to call it is a bull flag, right? And I always tell you guys, it's like this is my, my numbers here, but for a bull flag, usually I say 60% of the time, maybe 65, 70% of the time, they play out towards the upside, right? So, I mean, we have that going for us. We've been, obviously, like I said, beautiful bull flag. And I always keep saying this, is that this isn't like, one of those small bull flags that we'll see, oh, look, it's formed a bull flag, and then we see a nice, like, 2 or 3% move. This is a freaking 6-7 month bull flag that's been playing out, right? When this thing takes off, if it does, and it plays out the way we want to see it, this thing could shoot us, catapult us. Like I told you guys a few weeks ago on my thumbnail, I said, is this going to take us up to 100K? I think this right here will easily drive us up to 100K. Now, it's not going to be overnight in one candle, we're at 100K, but we could see this jump us up, and break all-time highs again, obviously, run up to 80, 85K, and just set us up for that, crazy momentum to where we could easily get to 6 figures for Bitcoin, right? Now, Bitcoin runs up 100K. What do you think all these altcoins are going to do, right? Maybe not every single one of them, and it's not going to be exact timing of when Bitcoin runs, to 100K. Every altcoin is going to be, absolutely parabolic. It's good. They're going to run, right? They're going to have positive movement, but they're going to take a little bit of a lag effect behind Bitcoin. Like I keep telling you guys, let Bitcoin do its thing. We need a couple things that we've covered as far as us getting into altcoin season. Meme coin season, we'll start calling it, right? We're going to need a couple things to kind of go in our favor, which they always do during these cycles. But in order for them to happen, we're going to need some certain numbers to kind of, play its part as far as like Bitcoin dominance, the market cap for the whole, crypto space, little things like that we're going to need, and a few other things like extreme greed. We're going to need all this stuff to kind of play itself perfectly, and that's going to tell us, all right, look, we're most likely in altcoin season, and we're going to obviously see alts going absolutely crazy. And I do think, I say alts because anything other than Bitcoin is considered an altcoin, but I really am talking about meme coins particularly for today. So you guys can see, TJ said I needed Starlink. What's crazy, bro, is they gave us Starlink in Tampa. We had Starlink, but you can't just use Starlink on your phone. You have to like have something, I believe, to be able to receive Starlink services. So it's a little bit different than just setting up an app on your phone and just getting Starlink. It doesn't work like that. But when I was on my cruise recently, when I went on that cruise down to the Keys, we had Starlink. That's what I was using all across everywhere when I was in the Bahamas and all kinds of stuff. So, but I had to pay for it, right? You got to pay a lot of money to use those services. All right, so bull flag. You guys can see we have 2 channels, right? So obviously we have this bottom channel, top channel. You guys can see since March, you can see, and it was really after March, when we kind of were dipping into this top of the channel, we kept getting rejected, right? Kept getting rejected. Well, look at today. We actually broke out above this above the top of the channel. Right now, you can see we broke out, got a candle wick, but the candlestick is basically following suit with exactly on the top of this channel. So we're gonna have to see how this plays out. But just look at that candle for the daily. Look at that that candle for the daily. We haven't seen a candle this godly in some time, right? That's in the green. We've seen them in the red, right? We've seen them in the red. We haven't seen a candle this big as far as green for a daily in a while. So this just tells you guys there's some big moves happening. Bitcoin, the crypto market, this isn't it. I told you guys, we still have another massive leg up, and it's going to take time. This wasn't going to be an overnight thing, and I still do think that it's going to be, next few months where we're going to see all-time highs for Bitcoin, and kind of play this whole cycle out when we start to get to the end of the cycle, because I still do believe the end of this year, we've been talking about this for a while, October, November, December, usually during bull markets, are usually the best time of the months, or the best time of the year. And then I still do believe the first quarter of 2025 is going to be pretty much it. So pretty much the next 6 months is what we have, in my opinion. Now, the time frame could differ. Obviously, we could go a little bit longer than the first quarter of 2025. We could possibly go a lot less, right? The point of the story is that I do know in my heart, right? Because I can't say for a fact because I don't have that crystal ball, but the way the markets are looking, the indicators, everything like that, are just giving us those vibes that we do definitely have that one next leg up, and I think it's going to be our last leg up, but I think this one's going to be the one that we've all been waiting for. So shout out to everybody that's been holding on, right? Been going through these ups and downs. You know, I've been right there with you. I have been buying and selling a lot during these swings, you know, so I mean, it is what it is, but you know, I'm definitely here with you guys, and I'm ready for this thing to explode, right? So you guys can see on the daily, same thing. You see this beautiful W pattern that I was just showing you on the 30-minute. You can see this thing playing out beautiful. So top of the channel, right now you can see we're kind of getting held up at the top of the channel, right? Right here at the 65,800. And then the bottom of the channel, obviously, we haven't even gotten anywhere near. And I was pointing this out. Remember that 60,150 area? Remember I kept talking about this over and over and over like 2 weeks ago. We kept bouncing off this, and I told you guys, I was like, listen, yes, we did run to the top of the channel, and we've got rejected, but we're not. This doesn't look the same as before, where we've gotten at the top of the channel, got rejected, and then we go to the bottom of the channel, right? We kind of since we made these highs right here, you know, before we just made these new local highs, we were finding support at 60,150, and we kept bouncing, and that's what we pretty much had, was that double bottom, that W pattern, right? And that's what pretty much kept us up, propped us up to where we didn't drop all the way down, you know, to the abyss of 49K, which we did see not too long ago. It's been about 3 weeks since we did drop down to that 49K, but it was very short-lived, and since then we've been moving, you know, up since then. So things look good. I have this little area right here, basically, to where if we do drop back down to the bottom of the channel, for my own, you know, kind of charting, I don't want you guys to necessarily follow exactly what I'm doing, but I do put it on here so you guys can be transparent. This will usually be either a buy zone or where I'll open up a long, usually. So anything that we get down into this box, pretty much anything at 55.7 or below, I'll usually be looking for me to buy in or add to my bag on either Bitcoin, or if the alts are kind of coming down. Alts have been holding strong. If you guys saw earlier today, last night, when we had somewhat of a small little move towards the downside, alts were holding good. I'm sitting there watching Myro, and that thing is like sitting at like 11 cents. I'm like, damn. I'm thinking Myro was going to drop down to at least like 8 cents, and it was like holding very strong. So alts have been doing absolutely great. When you usually see alts holding strong while Bitcoin's having a small little retracement, it's usually telling you that the market's confident and that they anticipate that this is gonna be short-lived, and we're gonna be moving right back up. So definitely some good times, guys. Looking at the crypto bubbles, you guys can see for the daily. Look at this. We look absolutely fantastic right here. Nothing but green across the board. We do have SUI that's down 4% because it's been absolutely ripping. We have Nero, which you guys have to tell me. I've been gone for like a week, and Nero, this project Nero, like completely jumped up out of nowhere, along with SPX 6900. Like, don't know anything about these projects. I've been gone for a week, and I feel like I was just like, I come back and I'm like, bro, what did I miss here? So this project as well is down 10%, but if you look at the weekly, look at this. SPX is up almost 90%. Nero's still holding 30%. So still looking absolutely fantastic. Yo, shout out to my two boys out here. You guys are all my boys and girls. But Rawls, what's going on, brother, with the 5 pounds? I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. It's been a while, I feel like, man. Hope you're doing good. And my boy Flip, always coming in to support the channel. Flip said, used cars and turbo, how high can they go? Not financial advice. Thanks, bro. He already knows I was going to say, well, it can do this, but this is not financial advice. Thank you, guys. Thank you both for the super chats. I really do appreciate you guys and supporting the channel. I do thank you so much. So we'll jump right into this. So, Rawls, if you have any questions, bro, on anything, let me know, brother. I appreciate the 5 pounds, though. I really do. So Flip was asking about used car, and turbo. So let's go over to our watch list real quick. Looking at No FUD Koala, just because I have the chart up. Not looking too bad at all today. We're up, what, 5%? Not looking bad at all for No FUD Koala. So let's see here. Damn, used cars up 35%, bro. Look at this. Holy crap. And you know what's crazy is this is an OG project. And I say OG like it's been in DeFi for a while. I mean, if you survive 9, almost 10 months in DeFi, you know, you're an OG project. And what's crazy is Flip, about 2-3 weeks ago, starts talking about used cars again. And I'm like, bro, no one's brought up used car in so long. And look at this. He brings it up, and of course, this thing goes on a massive run. Look at this beautiful U shape that it's formed, bro. Absolutely craziness right here. So we do have 2 fib retracements right here, so bear with me. But you guys can see, so the question is, he's asking, how high can they go? Well, I mean, dude, with a $9 million market cap, I mean, this thing could absolutely go crazy. What I will say, Flip, is most likely, and let's look it up, next thing that this project's going to need, bro, is to get on some central exchanges. Right, because you can see right now it's strictly traded through DeFi, right? You have Radium as being probably the major DEX, and then CoinX, whatever this CoinX is, I've never even heard of that, but you can see majority of it is 99% of it's all trading on the swaps. So what I would say is, how high can this project get? I mean, sky is the limit if they can finally get onto some kind of an exchange, right? Volume sitting right under $1 million, should not looking too bad, you know. So what I would say is, right now, I would just focus on what's going on, what we have in front of us. If this is something you think long term, you know, could possibly get onto some kind of exchange, you could see this project. I mean, it's only at 2 cents right now. I would imagine we can look up the so the current supply, 100,000 million. So it has 332 million in supply. Let me see here. So it has 300 million in total supply. It's also on here. I could say this thing could easily get to $1. I mean, think about it, Flip. If this gets to $1, you're only at $300 million market cap, right? I mean, that what I'm saying is that it'll determine on the next levels of this project, right? It's gonna need to get onto some kind of more central exchanges, not even more, some kind of a central exchange, pretty much, just because right now it's limited on the exposure, you know. So if this could break onto, you know, like crypto.com or KuCoin, KuCoin's usually the first ones that always grabs up these DeFi projects on Solana, but something like that, a platform, could give it massive exposure, and that could be the tipping scale to where this thing could easily, you know, break that $300 million market cap, if not go higher. So with that being said, 330 million in supply. Right now it's at 2 cents. This thing could easily break over $1, dude. Easily break over $1 for sure. So as far as looking at the chart, you can see this isn't an all-time high, but this is a local high at the top of the fib at around, we'll say, pretty much 3 cents. So as long as this stays above this 236 fib at around the 2.3 cents, Philip, you're looking at a continuation of probably this move. Another thing that's very bullish is, look at this. You see how it ran up? It found support right at the 236, right? So you can see as it was running up, it hit its head at the 236 a few times, finally broke above, found that support, and you can see that it ran, needed to come back to find some support at the 236 at the 2.3 cents, and you can see it obviously ran up just recently and made some local highs. So as long as it stays above this 236 fib, you're going to probably see continuations of new local highs, right? You can see this trend obviously is pointing towards the upside. So we'll keep this on here and we'll keep monitoring every day. But definitely, bro, as far as where this could get to, I could see it easily breaking above $1 for this project. But it's going to need to do some work here and get on some kind of a central exchange. So, and then Turbo, bro. Turbo, dude. Turbo is like a whole nother story. It really is. It's like a whole nother story. We'll bring back this chart right here. I feel like Turbo, dude, this thing is like, is this the freaking Turbo chart, dude? This is the daily. The thing is insane, bro. I feel like I have my mic so, like, I'm like crammed over here trying to type. Turbo's absolutely ripping today. Up 27% today, bro. I told you guys, and I'm going to keep saying it, keep an eye on Flip. Keep an eye on Flip. If you guys are looking for some plays, I'm here looking at the charts. This guy finds all the plays. He finds all the plays right here. I just want to compare something. 1.1. Yeah, 1.1. Yeah, so Turbo's looking absolutely bullish as hell, bro. Let's pull up this fib retracement here. All right, so you can see Turbo just came off of an all-time high. You can see literally came off of an all-time high at that 1.2 cents. So same thing. If Turbo can hold above the 236, which is around pretty much that 1 cent mark, if it can hold that, you're definitely going to continue to see new all-time highs. I wouldn't even be surprised if it does, if not saying it's going to do this, but if it does break below the 236 and comes and finds some support around the 382 again, because you can see it pretty much was finding that support. It can still come find that support at the 382, somewhere around this 85, the 85 mark, and still bounce and still continue to make all-time highs, right? And obviously this is with the market itself doing well, right? As long as we still continue to see Bitcoin running, I think you're going to continue to see all-time highs for Turbo particularly. Now, let's look and see. So he wants to know, how high can Turbo get? Well, we have 69 billion in circulation, right? In total supply, 68 max, or 69. Okay, market cap right now is around 280 million. So I mean, if you really think about market cap wise, if this thing could get to possibly what, a few $1 billion, because Turbo's pretty strong. If let's just say this gets to about $2 billion, what would that be as far as price range? You're talking about 2 billion, a 10x, a little bit over where it's at right now. You're possibly looking at a little over $1 for Turbo for a possible high. Now, this is if it gets to about $2 billion. If it gets any higher, obviously, you're looking at plus $1 as far as for Turbo. So, one thing I will say about Turbo is what I was saying about used car is Turbo has a lot of exposure. Right, you see it's trading on Binance. You have Kraken, Gate.io, KuCoin. I'm sure we could go down the list, and it's pretty much on every major exchange other than possibly Coinbase, because Coinbase would probably be at the top on one of the top trading per volume. So, but I mean, the exposure's there. This project, since it's dropped, has been absolutely ripping. So market cap's still relatively low at 283 million. So this has massive potential for sure. So definitely looks good, bro. So I would say both of those projects, given that they don't have 17 zeros in front of them, both of them are around the same as far as price range. You could see used car definitely break $1. I'm thinking that Turbo could probably break above $2 is what I'm saying. I think I could see Turbo, if we could just fast forward to the top of this run and Turbo's above $2 billion market cap, I could easily see that and wouldn't even be surprised. So definitely looks good, bro. Those are two good picks right there. Like I said, keep an eye on Flip, guys. Whatever he's asking about in here, guys, is what you need to be looking at. He's always on those plays. Gina, what's going on? I had to scroll back up. Bullish said he's still holding 40 billion. Ladies, nice. Red Rum, what are you crying about, bro? What's going on? TJ said Myro's killing it. It is, bro. Let's pull up some Myro. Now, if only somebody was in here a few weeks ago talking about Myro and giving you guys some good spots, not financial advice, but just good spots to just jump in on Myro. If only somebody was in here to do that, bro, you guys would be up like crazy, you know? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, shucks, that was me, guys. Just kidding. No, we definitely called out Myro for sure. I told you guys, I was like, bro, listen, Myro's heating up, and I was giving you guys that sauce, right? I was giving you guys that sauce that I normally, I give it to the channel, but I withhold certain stuff like that for the members. But I was like, I can't hold this. I was like, we got to bring this out to the whole squad. And Myro, you guys can see, definitely when we were calling Myro as a play down around 6 cents, you guys knew I was picking up by the thousands. You guys can see if you picked up anywhere around that area, right? Anywhere around that buy zone, At some point earlier today, you were up nothing crazy, 116%, right? It's nothing crazy, right? Nothing too crazy at all. Now that's a move. Myro's absolutely killing it, guys. I still think, guys, I'm telling you, I think that Myro is going to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, and get dropped on Binance. I'm telling you, I feel like it's going to happen here. I really do. Market cap for Myro, $120 million. When I was calling out Myro, right, and I was telling you guys, this is a play, right, and not financial advice, but I was like, this is a play, guys. Myro was sitting at around, per market cap, $50-60 million, right? And I was like, bro, I'm telling you, this is a play. Myro's on a lot of big central exchanges. There's a big community behind it. This isn't gonna stay around here for too much longer. And you guys can see, obviously, Myro running up right now, hitting its head somewhere around. Oh, it did hit 13 cents. Nice. I wasn't even paying attention. And you guys can see it ran up to that 13 cents, and we've had this area marked for a while as a big spot for some resistance. It hit a little bit above, but you can see it did get rejected. So right now it got rejected at this resistance level, but you can see finding support somewhere around the 786 is where we have some support, you guys can see, and that's going to be at around the 10.9 cents for Myro. So I would expect for right now, we probably chop around this channel, right, and kind of refuel, wait to see what Bitcoin's going to be doing, right, because you guys know Bitcoin loves to send channels as well, right? So same thing. What do I always tell you guys? We sit in these channels for a little while, and then usually when we're bullish, we break out. Sometimes we skip channels, right? And you can see Bitcoin today basically was like, yeah, I'm going to hang out. No, I'm not. I'm not chilling in that channel. I'm going to break up. And you can see Bitcoin right now, we haven't come up to retest this 66,400 area yet. I'm sure if we can continue this move, we'll probably eventually come up and start retesting this. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we kind of stay around in this channel for right now until we can fuel up for Bitcoin and break above this. So that's going to be the next spot that we need to break, is at 66.4 as far as for Bitcoin. But having some support around the 64,900 should be a good spot as far as finding some support. Now, you can see a little earlier for Bitcoin, I was like, it ran up. We kind of had a little bit of a retracement. We kind of ran up almost to around the same area. I was like, I hope we're not forming some kind of a small M pattern, because obviously you guys know M patterns are usually going to point towards the downside. But it looks like so far we haven't. You can almost say that we're forming some kind of a small bull flag, technically, is what you can see. Obviously, we did break out of the channel briefly, but you can see we're kind of sitting in this fallen, channel. Usually we would call this a bull flag. So if we were, let's see here. Let me see this real quick. Top of the flag. Now this isn't going to play out exactly, but we could be looking at something, if this does play out, this bull flag, somewhere around breaking above, obviously there's resistance, and it's not going to be a straight line usually, but somewhere around 66,900 if this bull flag plays out for Bitcoin. And you guys know, obviously, alts are going to be following right behind that. So definitely some good times right here, guys. Let me catch up on the chat. I'm so behind. TJ said I have literally 5 Neros. Ricky, Crip was driving through 2 feet of water, dodging debris so he could find 2 bars to find out the price of Myro. Bro, I'm not even lying. People were looking at me like I was crazy. Like back in the day when you used to walk around, you're like, I don't have service. I don't know what it was. It was like my phone. Everybody around me was like, I have service. I'm like, dude, I don't have freaking service. What is going on here? I was like flipping out, and I'm like walking around everywhere around the neighborhood. Like, oh, I got service. And I would like literally what Ricky said. I wouldn't even look up Myro. I would just look up Bitcoin real quick so I could get a quick, just see what's going on with the market. But I felt so behind in this last week that I lost power because of the storm. When everything got turned back on yesterday or 2 days ago, I was just like, I felt like just a week away from crypto. I was like, bro, I just feel like I don't know what's going on anymore in crypto. Like I was just like lost, but I feel like it's all come back. We're good to go now. Gina said, can you please check TAR's AI on Solana? Yeah, let's pull that up. I know you've been asking me about that, Gina. Is this it? TARS AI, yep. Says TARS is the AI infrastructure backed by Solana's foundation, introducing powerful data mining, AI assets, and GPU and computing. All right. What are we looking at here? Damn, $56 million market cap? Not too bad. Not too bad. So, I mean, obviously, Gina, AI project. Hold on. This is your birthday money. I had to take a little bit out. So can I have it? I don't remember what I took out.
You don't remember what you took out?
No, I don't. You guys see this? Here you go.
Thank you.
Sheesh. Mm-hmm. My daughter, I have her money on my desk for her birthday that just passed. And the other day I needed cash. I was like, bro, I don't have any cash. I had to take $20 out of it. And she's like, that 20 just cost me 50. Be careful, guys. They'll milk you. But what are we talking about? So we're talking about TARS AI. All right. So for this project particularly, I mean, obviously unfamiliar with it. But what I was going to say, Gina, is AI. You know, right now, I'm not seeing a lot of AI projects going absolutely crazy or anything like that. You can see ALI, which I always talk about, down 6%, but that's usually them. Fetch isn't doing too bad. Fetch is up 7%. What I will say is with these AI projects, they kind of run with like NVIDIA, right? Whenever there's like big news coming out about AI or whatever the case is, you'll usually see the AI projects for crypto run kind of parallel with it. So with that being said, you know, it sounds like it has a good, a good backing as far as foundation or fundamentals. You know, anything that can, you know, put themselves with AI, I think is going to be a plus long run. Is this project going to survive? Who knows, right? I know it's a relatively newer project, being about 5 months. What I would say is most likely if this project could possibly get onto any kind of central exchange and break out above like Solana's DEX, this project could probably be something, right? I mean, you can see it says top 10 low cap coins that could explode 100x by the end of 2024, and they're calling out this project. This is obviously just somebody random that's on here, but the point of what I'm getting to is it's got a small market cap, right? For right now, you know, under about $70 million. Anything that has itself to do with AI and actually is a functioning AI project, I think in the long run is going to do really well, right? So with that being said, you know, if this is your AI project that you want to run with, I don't think it's a bad idea whatsoever. And I mean, obviously it's powered behind probably the best ecosystem, in my opinion, Solana. So Red Rum said, does anyone else have MILADY? Is anybody else holding MILADY out there? Carlos said, hey, what's up? I'm glad you're okay and welcome back. Appreciate it, Carlos. I appreciate it. Bro, I just missed like a bunch of comments. I'm trying to check. TJ said, bro, I've had MILADY for almost a year, bro. Rodney, what's going on, brother? Jasmy's in the house. What's going on? Gina said, what kind of market cap can WIN get to in this bull run? Please check WIN. Please check WIN. I'm not even going to give you a WIN joke, all right? I'm just going to go straight to it. No time for jokes right now, all right? Market cap right now, 84 million. Like I always tell you, Gina, I always tell you this. Let's see here. So WIN is another OG Solana project, but I always tell Gina, I'm like, bro, this could be a sleeper. I mean, you have it on crypto.com, KuCoin, Kraken. It's on a lot of major exchanges, right? Obviously not on Binance or Coinbase or anything like that, but it's on a lot of major exchanges as of being, you know, underdog meme coin is how I look at WIN. Where could this potentially go to? You know, Gina, who knows? As far as that, you know, anything with hype behind it can do wonders. Right. So as far as like a market cap where it could go, I couldn't tell you when. I couldn't tell you how much though. But I would say probably if I had to guess, I would say WIN could easily 10x. Right. And at least get up towards that $500 to $800 million. in this next big run that we have. But it's going to take a lot of hype behind it, right? It's going to take a lot of hype behind it. Volume for when, that's something you need to keep an eye out, right? So the market cap's at around 85 million, but volume's only around $12 million, right? And that's across all boards, all the central exchanges and the DEXs, right? Not terrible, but you can see that it's up 39% as far as volume. So it means normally the volume's relatively lower. This project's going to need to break out as far as like just getting exposure so it can get that hype behind it, right? When you look at Myro, when you look at Mog, when you look at a few of these like Turbo, they have massive volume, daily volume. That's what's keeping these projects, running relatively, just doing very well. I'm not saying that Win's doing bad at all. I'm just saying when you look at the volume compared to a lot of these other projects, you can tell what meme coins right now are kind of in the forefront as far as what people are looking at. Now, just because I say, the volume's down on this or is not as high doesn't mean that this thing can't absolutely out of nowhere start ripping, and I feel like you always want to keep a project like this that has potential, right? Market cap's low. It is on a lot of central exchanges, so it has the exposure. People that don't want to do swaps or don't know how to do swaps can still come across this project and it can still, bring in a lot of money. I always feel like you want to keep one of these projects in your back pocket because these are always the projects, not all of them, but some of them will come out of nowhere and just start ripping and then everybody's talking about them, right? But when everybody's talking about them, you can buy in and you'll still make money, but you always look back and you're like, damn it, why didn't I buy it on that project before everybody knew about it, right? And this could be one of those projects. So I'm going to say this thing could probably get to about $500 million, if not maybe towards that billion, but it's going to need a lot of exposure and it's going to need that hype for sure. Jason said, I still have ladies, didn't sell back in March. Seems like a big mistake. It has only recovered 20% from its lowest, while other memes are 2xing and 3xing. Let's pull up MILADYs, guys. Let's pull it up. Let's see. So, I understand what you guys are saying, right? You're looking at some of these other projects and they seem like they've all ripped, right? And you look at MILADY and, though MILADY since this bottom that we formed, recently, right? If we do the math, you can see it's up about 35% at a time when it was a little bit earlier, it was up about 45%. You compare that to like Myro. Myro is up over 100%, right? So I understand that you guys are saying that MILADY is getting outperformed by other meme coins. Completely understand. But you guys have to understand that MILADY works in mysterious ways, right? You know how these ladies work. Mysterious ways, right? And you might think that she's not doing much and everything's all over with and, the money's going over. Look at Mog. Look at Myro. Look at all these. Look at Turbo, And then out of nowhere, MILADY gets listed on Binance and she absolutely rips. So you guys know what the plan is. Nothing's changed for MILADYs, guys. Nothing's changed, honestly. But a couple things like I just said for Win. I'm going to say the same thing for MILADY. Volume. We've always struggled with volume, right? Volume for today for MILADY is at around $7.5 million, right? So it's low. It is low, right? You want to see volume a lot higher. For these projects, it's about 10% of what its market cap is, which technically isn't bad, right? It's not bad, but you want to see, 20, 30% at least of the market cap coming in as far as volume. That's usually a very relevant project, right? And I'm not saying that MILADY is irrelevant. I'm just saying that you have certain meme coins right now that are getting a lot of the spotlight and they're getting a lot of the volume. Do I think that MILADY is going to do bad during this run? Absolutely not. I think MILADY is going to shatter all-time highs, right? And I'm still standing on that $2 to $10 billion market cap. I really am. You guys know how it goes, and some of you guys have been here for a while, and you guys were with me when MILADY was absolutely nothing, right? And we formed this whole channel around MILADY. Milady's market cap was at like $20 million, and it was like no one talked about it. It was nothing. And I told you guys, I said, listen, this project has so much potential, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time, and we're going to need a lot of things to go in our favor, like basically, not necessarily tweets from Elon Musk or anything like that, but, we're going to need us to get into the top, at least get in front of a lot of these other meme coins is what I'm saying, right? We're going to need, us to be relevant in the meme coin space. And there's so much competition right now that a project like Milady has kind of been brushed to the side for right now. But I honestly still do think that in the long run, Milady is going to do absolutely great. We'll just have to see how it plays out. But if anything, you guys are still getting a great, opportunity to stack up on a lot of these, on Milady particularly. Some of these other projects, they've run up, like Myro's run up over 100%. Do I recommend someone buying it on Myro right now? I wouldn't say no, right? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't give any financial advice, right? But at the same time, I would say probably wait, see if we have somewhat of a little bit of a pullback, because it's literally ran up 100% in the last 2 weeks. Milady, it's not the same. Milady's run up 30% in the last 2 weeks. So, and it's crazy to think, oh, only 30%. You go over to the stock market and these people will die for 30%. I was watching something earlier. It was about stocks, and these people were like, yeah, put 10 grand in here, and then within 6 months to a year, you'll be getting 3% returns. They're like, where else can you get 3% returns? And I'm like watching this like, I'm like, 3% returns. I would freaking throw my portfolio out the window if it gave me a 3% return in a year. Are you kidding me? I'm looking for a 3% return in like 5 minutes. So, TJ said Punky is going crazy too. We'll check it out. Gene said, do you believe Milady can delete 3 zeros? 3 zeros? 3 zeros is a lot. Like I said, it's hard for me to determine as far as how many zeros it's going to drop price range, but I always say market cap. I believe for a fact it's going to break that $1 billion market cap, but I still am holding that prediction of $2 to $10 billion. So you can do the math. I think we did it before. 2 to 10 billion. I think 10 billion would be getting around that 3 zeros. 2 billion would be breaking 2 zeros if I'm not mistaken, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. And Gina said it best. She said, it's not Milady's time, but don't worry, her day will come, right? Ricky said, basically, you have to understand that right now in crypto, there's only a very small part of the population who have been buying and holding until now. When things start cracking 50x, more people arrive. I 100% agree with you. And you know what they call that, Ricky? They call that FOMO, right? You're going to have a bunch of people FOMOing in, right after we start, like after a lot of these projects that we're looking at, even like Milady, after she 2x's 3x's from where she's at right now, you're gonna have a bunch of people just coming into the chat, oh, Milady, and we're gonna be right here telling them, hell yeah, we're not gonna push them away, right? But we're gonna be looking at them like, where the hell were you at 6 months ago, bro? Bullish said DWF Labs did invest $5 million in Milady for nothing. I agree, and they're definitely still holding that because they know in the long term that $5 million is probably going to turn them into $500 million. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, everything's looking good, guys. Let's jump into a couple articles real quick, and I want to talk about some other things, and we'll get back to any projects that you guys want to check out. So analysts point 3 key metrics signaling up only 3. Excuse me, I was changing my lighting because I know it's probably bright as hell. It is. So analysts point to 3 key metrics signaling up only season for altcoins. So let's see here. So the cryptocurrency traders are pointing to a number of indicators that suggest a bullish trend for altcoins, potentially signaling the onset of an up only season. Holy crap, I'm bright. I need to turn my screen volume down, or screen down. It's like really bright. So several analysts have noted the key metric and chart patterns are aligning to forecast a strong period ahead of altcoins, despite the market currently being dominated by Bitcoin. And remember, we talked about this. Right now, Bitcoin's dominance right now is sitting at around 56 56.9%. It keeps moving up, guys. Remember, during this season, our all-time high for dominance has been somewhere around 57.5%, somewhere around there. So we went from 57.5%. We dropped down to the low 56s, 56.2, and then now we are starting to trickle back up to around 56.9%. But isn't it crazy that Bitcoin's dominance is literally 57% of all the market cap of crypto, right? But you're still seeing projects absolutely ripping right now. So imagine when Bitcoin's dominance drops down into the 40s and our market cap continues to climb, how much money is going to be funneling into all your favorite altcoins. It's going to be absolutely insane. So let's see here. So one of the most notable observations comes from Physiasmus, analysts who highlighted the formation of a bullish pattern on the altcoin season index. So IH and S pattern has been preparing for 3 years. So the analyst pointed to an inverse head and shoulders pattern, chart pattern that has taken shape on the index, which tracks the performance of altcoins relative to Bitcoin. This pattern, which has been developing over 3.5 years, is widely seen as a signal that the market has been preparing for a significant shift. An inverse head and shoulders pattern is typically viewed as a bullish signal, right? So a regular head and shoulders usually indicates we're going to be having some downward movement. But if you have an opposite inverse head and shoulders, which I think I could have sworn I had one on here. Maybe it's on my other chart. I had one pointed out. There's one right here. So this is like an inverse head and shoulders right here, right? So you can see, and I remember pointing this out, that we were possibly forming some kind of a shoulder, head, shoulder, right? But it's inverse, meaning reverse, right? And you can see what happened after. We obviously saw a nice move towards the upside right here. So basically they're saying that they're looking at altcoins particularly, basically the market cap for the market minus Bitcoin. And they're basically saying that they can see an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming for alts. And that's usually a big indicator that we're going to see some kind of a massive run in alts. So it indicates that the market's downtrend is losing momentum and buyers are starting to gain control. For altcoins, this could mean that Bitcoin's dominance is beginning to weaken, paving the way for smaller cryptocurrencies to outperform, a scenario often referred to as altcoin season. Guys, are you guys ready for altcoin season? Right? We've been talking about it for how long now? Right? I feel like we got little mini seasons in this run that we've been in and since 2023, but we haven't actually seen like a massive altcoin season, right? Like a big blow off top where it just, they go absolutely crazy. Every day you're looking at your portfolio and you're like, bro, I feel like I'm literally like robbing the bank right now. It's just every day up 50%, 25%, just massive moves consistently. Let's see here. I'm just checking up on the chat. So Moore said, just look at the community sentiment on the coin market cap, MILADY. It's bullish. Ricky said, Crip, you'll have 30,000 new subscribers. Oh, you already know, bro. Once we get into like altcoin season and all that good stuff, you already know it's going to be flooding in here, right? But I'm not going to forget my day ones. TJ said, I picked up Rocky, Orium, Pokey, Mog in a bag in the downtime. Hell yeah, bro. Crazy Eye said a Symbol AI 900% gain last year around this time just did 1x. I hear you. Hey, 1x is 1x, bro. Right? So despite this, altcoin season index currently stands at 39 according to the Blockchain Center, which tracks the index. This means that 39% of the top 50 cryptocurrencies by market capitalization have outperformed Bitcoin over the last 90 days. However, do you guys hear that? Let me rewind that. 39% of the top cryptocurrencies by market capitalization have outperformed Bitcoin. That's crazy. However, for a full-fledged altcoin season to be declared, the figure needs to rise to 75%. So adding to the optimism, another key metric that analysts are watching is the I always freaking cannot pronounce this. Stochastic Relatively Strength Index, the RSI. The momentum oscillator has produced a bullish crossover on the 3-week chart, a signal that independent analyst Titan of Crypto believes could precede a major rally for altcoins. A bullish crossover occurs when this attack, the RSI, we'll just say the RSI, crosses above its signal line, suggesting an upward trend is likely. So you guys can see, bro. You guys can see this isn't just us. This is the whole market right now is basically looking at alts, particularly meme coins. I'm telling you guys that are going to be looking for a massive run. And I think we've gotten a little dose of it, but we haven't seen anything yet. We haven't seen anything yet, guys. Jumping over to the other article, because I want to fly through these. Bitcoin's October in play ahead of U.S. elections. Isn't it crazy, guys? We literally have the elections in 3 weeks from now, guys. 3 weeks. Didn't it feel like 3 months ago it was all political? Everything was so political. And now, like, you go a few, maybe in my life, you go 3 weeks before the election, and it's like, I don't know if maybe I've turned off all political crap, right? Because I'm just like over it, you know? But it's like, I even feel like the articles really aren't too much. They're not really like in our face political, right? We were getting pretty political, unfortunately, on the channel. Not that I wanted to, but it was just because crypto, you know, everything was, you know, just crypto was all political as far as like which candidate was supporting what and what was going on and who was going to this conference and, you know, all that good stuff. So Bitcoin's leap towards 65K after a lackluster start in October could catalyze gains historically experienced during this month, according to the QCP. Real quick, guys, we have 31 people in here. Welcome, guys. Make sure you guys slap those likes, please. Hit the likes. I'm trying to keep this channel growing, right? We're at like what? 60. We're at 6.25K subscribers. Let's do this. I'm trying to get up to 10K in the next like month. So I need your help. Please hit that like for me. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys are new here, join the chat. If you guys have any questions, bro, we don't bite. I answer your questions. I try to get to them as much as possible. So make sure you guys hit that like and hit that subscribe too. Become a subscriber. And if you can, become a member as well. We do have members only streams as well. And we do call out some big plays that have done absolutely crazy this last year. Some massive runs that we've called out on the members only. Real quick, I do want to start a poll. I want to do a poll real quick. You guys tell me, what do you think? How do you guys think that we're going to end October in the green or in the red? You guys tell me. You guys tell me, what are we running here? You guys tell me what you think. So let's just do it. Well, we're not even going to get too much into this this article, but I do want to check it out. So analysts from the crypto trading firm said in its Telegram channel, Bitcoin's 4% price jump on October the 14th, which is today, might signal a rally for the leading cryptocurrency during the second half of the month. A total crypto market uptick liquidated nearly 80 million in Bitcoin and Ethereum leverage short positions, easing the bearish overhang on these two market leaders and the broader digital asset space. So you guys can see for today, $80 million. I mean, that's not even nothing too crazy, but you can see the bears are still trying, right? They're still trying. They're looking at the charts and they're like, oh, okay, all right, Bitcoin's doing good right now, but it's about to drop, right? And you have those bears still literally putting money on the downfall of Bitcoin. And you can see today, $80 million worth of them got liquidated, right? They're not having a good day today. So QCP experts also noted that Bitcoin's pump arrived 3 weeks before the November U.S. presidential elections. Trading data showed that Bitcoin's recorded similar price patterns on 2 previous occasions. Bitcoin doubled in value by January 2017 after starting its price ascent in October, just before the 2016 elections. Like this year, Bitcoin has been ranging range bound for months ahead of a regime change in America. Isn't that crazy? So what they're comparing this to is 2016. 2016, we're not even talking about who won or anything like that, but they're just saying, because remember, Bitcoin's going to do well regardless, right? But they're saying 2016, it basically set up the same pattern where you started to see the beginning of October wasn't the best, but mid-October it started a rally, and by January of 2017, it had doubled in value, right? This is what I'm talking about, guys, right? By January, that's in 3 months from now, guys. If we were back in 2016, Bitcoin doubled its price from the mid-October up until the beginning of January 2017. Bitcoin doubled its price in 2017. Take that in, guys. Take that in. That's what I'm saying, guys. Everything right now, as far as indicators, are pointing towards the upside. And I always am going to tell you guys, as long as we don't have something crazy happen, right? As long as we don't have something crazy happen, and I don't mean in Bitcoin, I mean just worldwide, on the worldwide stage, something epic, happen. I think that we are just going to smooth sailings, and we're going to see, obviously, we're always going to have volatility, right? But I do think for when we look back at this time, in 6 months, a year, we look back at October up until we get into 2025, it's going to be an upward trend is what I'm getting to, right? We've already kind of pretty much been in that upward trend, but I think it's going to be epic, guys. I really do think we have already started that last leg up in this run. And I'm telling you, these $100,000 Bitcoins that everybody sounded crazy, predicting maybe a few years ago is going to come into fruition. So let me check the voting. Come on, bro. We got 30 people here and only 10 votes. Hit the damn vote. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you got. We have 25% of people are saying red and 75% are saying green. Shout out, what's up? I respect the people that are saying that we're going to end in the red. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand, because you always have to kind of think, well, if everything's pointing in this direction, what if this happens, right? I'm always thinking the same way. I really am. So I understand where you're at as far as, thinking that just because everything's pointing in the right direction as far as us moving up, things happen, right? This is crypto, right? So, and just to finish off, so if history repeats itself and Bitcoin bull market resurges following the U.S. election, Bitcoin's value could reach or exceed $120,000 by early 2025. A base case where Bitcoin doubles in price would also push a token's market cap well above the $2 trillion mark, marking a significant milestone for the flagship cryptocurrency. Bro, I'm here for it. I really am here for it. I told you guys, remember when we talked about this? Remember we talked about Bitcoin as far as, us getting to that $100,000 mark. I do think that when we do get to that $100,000 mark, particularly, when Bitcoin is finally getting up to that 100K, hopefully it's soon, I do think that when we get up there, it's going to have massive, massive resistance. It is. It's not going to be where we hit 100K and we just keep moving. And, I do think that we're going to come up. It's going to take some time too, because, you're going to be in a price discovery mode where, Bitcoin hits 90K, people are going to be taking profits, right? Bitcoin hits 95, people are going to be taking profits. Bitcoin hits 98K, right? These numbers right before 100K, you're going to see a lot of resistance. And the reason is because people are going to think, well, we're going to hit 100K and we're probably going to come right back down, not down to where we're at right now, but maybe down into the 80s or something like that, which easily can happen, right? Because $100,000, it's like when a coin goes from 80 cents to $1, right? That is such a big milestone mentally, right? That, a lot of people just take profits at those times. And I could see us getting close to 100K and getting rejected, and having to keep going up there and retesting it, But eventually, Bitcoin's always going to prevail. And I do agree with them as far as Bitcoin breaking. Remember, we had that poll, what we predicted as far as all-time highs for Bitcoin, in this bull run. And a lot of us said 120, around that $120,000 mark. And it seems like, indicators, that's what they're pointing at as far as, looking back in history, particularly election years, and seeing what Bitcoin's done in this time frame that we're in, right? Doubling its price. So definitely some good times, guys. Another thing that I wanted to point out, don't forget, we do have the Fed meeting coming out in about 3 weeks from now, 23 days. And, the market right now, this is going to fluctuate, but the market right now is calling for a 0.25% deduction in interest rates, right? So we have the next meeting. This is going to be coming off of our September meeting. Remember, historical, the Fed's dropped 50 basis points. I don't think we're going to see any more 50 basis points right now. I think down the road they will. But for right now, I think if they do any kind of reduction in interest rates, it's going to probably be quarter basis points, 25 basis point increments. So November right now, the market is pricing in around 86% that we're going to see some kind of a 25% basis point. And you have 13.9, 14% basically saying that we're going to see a pause. So what would be bullish? What would be bearish? Well, obviously, us going down anytime the Feds reduce interest rates is always, historically speaking, has been a plus for the markets. A pause right now, I don't know if it would be necessarily negative for the markets. Obviously, it would not be as good as if we saw that 0.25% basis point reduction. But I don't think that the markets are going to crash if Jerome Powell comes out and he's like, listen, we did the 50, we're going to pause, and then December they come out with some kind of a 0.25%. Because I still remember what I said. I said that we're going to see a 75 basis point for this year, right? We had 3 meetings when I called this. I said September was for sure going to happen, right? I said that I wouldn't be surprised. This was before that we saw. This was 6 months ago when I was saying that they should probably do. We have 3 meetings at the end, a quarter each, right? They came out aggressive, which, we kind of were a little on the fence. Like, is this good, or are they seeing something that we don't see? But everything worked out. The markets, it played positive for the markets for the most part. Now that if we see another 0.25%, I think it's going to be a good thing. But if they pause, I don't think it'd be necessarily bad. The markets might react negatively briefly, but I think it'd be like, a week of maybe us seeing some, trading sideways, maybe some downward movement, and then it just gets forgotten. And then the December meeting, 100% we see another reduction, 0.25 basis point. So we'll see how that plays out here. If you're wondering, I have 2 screens here, so I'm checking out. This is how I make sure the stream is still running on my other screen. Like I have literally a whole nother computer on another screen that I have the stream on, that I just make sure that audio and picture is good. So let's see here. Amor said Pumptober always ends in green, starts the final bull run. Ricky said he called it last week, not only the green, but an explosion. All right. Amor said the bear liquidation is what we want in these next 6 months. You're right. I'm not short in this market. I'm not. Either I long at good positions, or I'm just going to sit. I haven't really been doing a lot of leverage trading. I will tell you that. I have not. But if you are interested in leverage trading, that is something that we do talk about all the time in the members only stream. Not financial advice, but I can show you where I go to leverage trade, right? Very cheap fees, and, can show you how I do it and what I use as far as indicators and stuff like that. But as of late, I've been kind of just staying away from leverage trading just because, I don't know. I've been more into like just picking up projects, and holding on to them for right now, because I know we have this last pump ahead of us. I don't want to really be too focused on leverage trading right now. Leverage trading takes a lot out of you, as far as just having to watch that chart consistently all day. Especially if you're throwing in 50x or 100x leverage, I'm like literally like, I'll look for a second and I'm like right back over, like just watching the market. So I don't want to be like that. I'm already like that pretty much. So Art said he feels a major pullback at the end of the month. Possibly. And then my boy, we're ORDI bros right there. Art, let me pull up Ordinals real quick, because we haven't pulled it up for the stream, and see what's going on. 39. Holy crap. Nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. So she's coming up to the 618. You can see the 618 is going to be at that $40 mark, $40.60. But you can see, look at this beautiful uptrend. And Art, this is back when you were buying in. Remember? Back at $20. I don't know what you exactly bought in on, but I was calling out Ordinals. Another play we called out when it was down towards the 20s. And buy zone, you can see, as of right here, I mean, absolutely ripping, almost pretty much 2x'd already from where it's at. And you guys already know I'm so bullish on Ordinals. Very small market cap, 21 million in supply, max supply, BR20 token. Yes, it's on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So very, very bullish. Bitcoin does great. Ordinals is gonna rip. Rodney said, "Crip, can you check Moonwell?" Yeah, I'll check it out. Is Moonwell a DeFi project? Sorry, I had to drink some water real quick. Whew, just said like a million words and I didn't drink any water. I'm like, water. You guys notice I haven't been drinking? If you're new here, I usually have like a beer, while we trade. But I haven't been, this during the hurricane, I drank my ass off. There's nothing else you can do. The power's off and stuff like that, bro. And it's, beer can get warm even though I don't want to drink it warm. We kept it cool for the most part, but I drank so many teas. I don't want any freaking tea for a very long time. I drank so much freaking tea. It was insane. I still have tea in the fridge and I look at it and I'm like, oof, I don't want any of that. Moonwell. Let me see. All right, so it looks like it's probably... Why do I feel like I've heard of Moonwell, but I can't think of it? Is it one word? Oh, damn, look at this. Keeping the good stuff for yourself, Rodney, I see, huh? You guys see this? You guys see Rodney's keeping all the good stuff for himself. This is what it looks like. Just kidding. All right, so looking at Moonwell, you guys can see obviously this thing's ripping. I'm trying to look to see. I always like to see if this fib retracement kind of lines up. Obviously, this is a perfect fib retracement, but Moonwell doesn't look like. I mean, you can see it's respecting some of the lines, but it's kind of been trading in between the fibs. You can see right here it did get rejected at the 0.5, right? Broke below the 618, but then you can see this thing absolutely ripped. Right, so I mean, looks good. Market cap's at around 153 million. What I'm looking to see what Moonscan. So what is this on? What ecosystem is this on? What's Moonscan? I know there's... What is it? It's like... I can't think of it right now. I'm looking at all these ecosystems over here. Well, regardless... It's not on Moonshot because that's for Deck Screener. Well, regardless, bro. Looks good. It looks good. So, a couple things... Obviously, you're above the 382. Let me, what is it? It's daily. Let's look at the 4-hour. So it looks like you're finding support above the 382 around that 5-cent mark. So it doesn't look bad. Obviously, you're going to want to see us find that support at the 382. Make sure this is the 382 here. You're going to want to find that support at the 382 at around that 0.5. And obviously, it looks like this thing is going to continue to run. 236 is going to be a big spot for some resistance at around that 6.1 cents. And then obviously, all-time highs for this project is around 8 cents. So you have the 382 at around 5 cents. It already has bounced off of that a couple times, giving you that kind of that confirmation that it has some support as of now. 236 will be your next spot for some big resistance, and that's going to be around the 6.2 cents. And then obviously breaking all-time highs at around 8 cents is going to be your next spot for some major resistance. But what I will say is Moonshine, or is this Moonshine? Moonwell is 48.5% away from all-time highs. So not far at all, bro. Not far at all. And you can see volume shot up. I mean, it's almost 100% for its volume. Market cap, like I said, not too high. So, I mean, project doesn't look too bad. I'm just like confused because I'm like, where the hell is this trading on? Like, what is this? Moonscan. TJ said there was a $250 million in Jupiter not claimed in last year's If you use Jupiter to trade, you have an allocation. Look out for the news in December. Oh, Polkadot Moonwell? Huh. Check it out. So TJ's telling everybody, if you didn't claim your, because remember when Jupiter dropped, all you had to do to get the airdrop is you just had to trade. You just had to have a Solana wallet open, I believe, right? Solana wallet open and just trade in the DeFi realm. So, but it had to been during a certain amount of time. So, Ricky said, can you take a look at seller on Sui? On Say? I always mix those ones up. Sui, Say. Up 22.5%, so not looking bad at all. This is what? Let me see something here. It said the volume was only at $20,000 for that project. Is that true? This one looks a little better. Oh, okay, this is where we have our chart. Did Troy come in here and say NFK to the moon yet? Did I miss it? Where you at, Troy? Supposed to be our mascot, bro. If Troy doesn't come in here and say NFK to the moon, we got to go do a wellness check on him. Real quick before we even get into here, so looking at the votes, we have about 20 votes. So 83% are calling for a green Uptober, and we have 17% calling for a red Uptober. So we'll see how it plays out. For me personally, I think we're going to end in the green. I really do. I remember I called September. Everybody was saying red. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go against the grain and say we're going to end in the green. I didn't know that it was going to be a historical September, though. I mean, even though it wasn't anything crazy, I mean, we ended the month, I believe, plus 6%, if I'm not mistaken. That was one of the best. The other September was back in, like, I don't remember the year, 2016 or something like that, and it was at like 6.5%. So definitely we did pretty good. So real quick, brother, looking at this project, you can see the bottom of the fib is where we have some massive support, somewhere around that 1 cent mark. You can see this thing has bounced multiple times on the bottom of the fib, finding that as some nice support. Obviously, we've looked at this project before. I just don't remember. But you can see since then, it has not been able to break or even come back to retest the bottom of the 786 around this 4.5 cent mark. But doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look bad. As far as, like, you know, with this project, what I will say is a $10 million market cap, liquidity 400,000, volume 100,000. So doing 10% of its market cap per volume doesn't look bad. Obviously, looking as far as volume wise, looking relevant on the on this ecosystem, right? Ranked number 14 as far as relevant. So what I would say is the 786 and around that 4.5 cents is going to be a big spot for some resistance. If for whatever reason you break down back around that 1 cent mark, going to be a good spot to accumulate and dollar cost average in, not financial advice. But you can see how the project kind of went. Obviously, we had this major explosion. Hold on, let me fix this Fibber tracing. You see this major explosion in the mark or in the charts, and then we saw this like just downward move. But we found that support, like I keep saying, around that 1 cent. We just have not been able to retest the 786 for right now. So doesn't look bad. Hopefully we can finally come back and retest this 786. Is it going to break? I think it's going to be a big spot for some resistance to be, in my opinion. But I think if the markets, continue to run, remember, we don't just have altcoin season ahead of us, guys. The most season that I'm so excited for is DeFi, right? DeFi season, bro. If you put your ducks in a row and you set yourself up like a lot of us have been with like NFK and certain projects that are on DeFi particularly, bro, you're going to see 100Xs on some of these projects. It's going to blow your freaking mind, right? We're sitting here looking at a lot of these central exchange projects that already have massive market caps compared to some of these DeFi projects. Like this one, $10 million. This thing could easily 100X, right? Easily. And a lot of these projects are. So like I said, we're sitting here focused on DeFi altcoin season, which, yes, it's very exciting. But DeFi season comes as well. And I'm telling you, that's where people become millionaires. You saw briefly how that happened when Solana went crazy. Like 8 months ago, 12 months ago, we saw Solana absolutely go insane. And you heard the stories of these people throwing in $100 and making out freaking $1 million on some of these projects. That's what you're going to be seeing all over DeFi again. So Amor said after Mog and Milady hit the top, throwing it in a call. I bought it on some call. When I don't see Troy in the live stream, I say it for him. NFK to the moon. Okay. But why isn't Troy here? That's the question. He's always here. We're going to have to maybe do a wellness check on him. Bullish said, how much NFK do I need to be able to buy a house? DeFi season. Hopefully not much, right? Hopefully not much. That means that all of us freaking made house money. Who knows, bro? But I will tell you, with our market cap being under 100,000 right now, imagine it's not going to take much for us to run up that $10 million market cap, $50 million market cap. It's not going to take much for us to get to some of these levels. And, just think about it. If we're at 50,000 right now, or we're over 50, but if just throwing out 50,000, we get to $500,000, which is absolutely nothing. That's a 10x from where we're at right now. 500 grand, $1 million market cap, which we've been at multi-millions. That's a freaking what? That's a 20x from where we're at right now. You see where I'm going? $2 million. That's a freaking what? 40x. We get to a 10 million. That's 100x right there off of just NFK, off a $10 million market cap. That's nothing. That's nothing. Ricky said if a sailor of, I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but sailor goes up 100x, I'll be a gazillionaire. And he's going to put all of it into NFK so we can all be gazillionaires too. Rodney, thank you for clarifying. I'm thinking, I'm like, what moon? I'm like trying to think in my head. I'm like, moon river. Yeah, on Moonbeam. Okay, I understand. Oh, yeah. I understand now, bro. So I'm going to end the poll, guys. 86% saying green. 14% are saying red. We'll see how this plays out. We'll come back to it. But I do agree with both parties. I understand why people are saying red, kind of going against the grain. But I think this month, we've looked at the charts 1,000 times. I'm not even going to pull it up, but we've looked at it. We've seen it. What, out of like 11 years, 9 of them have all been in the green for October. So it's been definitely, it's usually usually is good for us. Real quick, just want to look at Twitter real quick. I'm not really going to go too far into it, but you can see was Crypto Rover. Check out Crypto Rover. I think he has a YouTube channel as well. But you can see same thing what I've been calling for the last 6 months is massive bull flag, right? And he did kind of the same thing as far as these channels, and you can see pretty much where we're at. This was earlier today, I believe. Yeah, this was a lot earlier today. You can see that W pattern. Now that W pattern's played out to where we've jumped up in this channel. But the point of what this is he's saying too, if Bitcoin breaks out of this bull flag pattern, 120,000 is the next. And I agree with him. I don't know if I agree exactly on the price point, right? I do think we're just gonna see a massive run when this bull flag plays out, right? And it's been 6-7 months in the making. Things don't happen overnight, guys. It takes time. But if this thing plays out, guys, it is gonna be absolutely epic. Absolutely epic, guys. And then look at this. If you can't hold, you're a beep. Ay. And then we have everybody's charts. Look at this. This is gonna be Ricky. This is gonna be Ricky when that Project 100X is. Look, it says there will be signs. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. There will be signs, guys. Trust me. You know what the signs are gonna be at in here? You're gonna see some of these people dropping $100 super chats. I'm gonna be looking at them like, I appreciate the $100, but what's going on, bro? You just make a bunch of money? Jay said NFK season. I got that. Look at this. Holders who waited for October. And then this is the chart that we always were talking about here, right? So you can see September we ended plus 7%. I said 6 plus 7%. You guys can see October. This is just they're showing what we're at right now currently. As of this, we're up 1.5%. But you guys can see only 2 years out of the 11 that have been documented for Bitcoin have been in the red, right? Only 2 years. So you guys can see. That's why they call it Pumptober or Uptober. So Ricky said Bitcoin's trying to break out tonight. She is. She is, bro. So let me pull back up our Bitcoin chart real quick so you guys can see. Did we break above? Oh, I was like, wait, what is this white? That was the bull flag that I pointed out that we could possibly see. But look at this. We actually came up and retested. That's the first test. Remember at the beginning of the stream, I told you guys, I was like, we still hadn't hit. Let me go into the 30-minute. Earlier in the stream, I told you guys we hadn't hit that 66.4. But what did I call? Go rewind it real quick and come back. What did I call? I said that 66,400 level is going to be a spot for some resistance. If you guys want to learn how to find support and resistance levels, we covered this. We've covered it plenty of times in the members only stream. So make sure you guys hit that join. We will go over it all over again. Anybody that needs any kind of help finding those support resistance levels, I 100% we will go over it on the members only stream. It's only $5 to join. So hit that join. Hit it now. And we are going to have a long members only stream because I didn't have power during last members only stream, so we will be having an extra long members only stream where you guys will cover anything and everything plus more, right? And I have some plays that I'm kind of keeping tight that we will go over. So remember the last play, Myro, 100% right there for $5, 100% move right there. Can't beat it. But yeah, so like I said, 66,400 is at rejections for right now, but no worries. We just need to come back up. I was actually going to open up a short at that spot. I forgot. And we were looking at everything else. I was like, when it goes up, I wanted to prove to you guys that level that when my levels, as far as finding support and resistance, I usually, I have confidence in them, right? And you can see if I'd have jumped in on the 100X, it'd have been a nice little move. So, but hindsight 2020, it's easy to talk about it, but you got to do it, right? So we'll be good, guys. We'll be good. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe. Like I was just explained, if you guys are interested in just getting a little bit more in depth on crypto, seriously consider joining the members only stream. It's only $5 a month. Like I said, it's a little bit more in depth. We get to go over anything that you particularly maybe just want to talk about as far as crypto. I go over a full spectrum of stuff that I do as far as leverage trading, support levels, resistance, how I do fib retracements, how I do all that stuff. I wish when I first started trading that somebody was able to come and show me all this stuff, because I used to just nilly-willy jump in on projects, right? Like you know how it is. Like you hear about a project or you run across it and you just jump in. You're not even looking or confirming that if you're at a high right now, if this thing just ran up 30%, if it's going to have a cool off. Well, when you start getting all that knowledge as far as finding support and resistance levels, it makes your trading a little bit more, it makes it a lot more logical. So you can, have patience if you're stumbling across a project that you just have to get in on. Well, you're like, well, hold on. This right here where it's at, it's about to hit a resistance level. I'm going to wait, see if it gets rejected, and then jump in. And look at that. You get that knowledge, you jump in, maybe when it retraces 10, 15%, and you make a lot more money, right? So think about that, consider it. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for you guys. Hold on, let me just make sure, because I always leave and not, I miss out on the last couple questions. Ricky said, looks like she's coming in for a retest, then boom. Sam, what's going on, brother? Said, is Sui still good? Sui just came off of all-time highs, right? If I'm not mistaken. I know a couple YouTubers that have been screaming Sui for a little while, and it's been ripping. I mean, look at this, bro. You're asking me if Sui's good? Look at that, bro. I would say yes, Sui is very good. What I will say, bro, is, looking at this is the full Sui chart. I would just say have patience if you're looking to jump in, right? You might see somewhat of a small retracement. Maybe possibly somewhere around the 236, around that 180 mark, somewhere around there, or maybe just below $2. So, but do I think Sui's going to, continue to move, in the long run up? Definitely. I think Sui is one of those projects that, it's building such a massive ecosystem, right? DeFi is going crazy. Just like Solana, these ecosystems, if they start from the bottom and they get a lot of people building on their ecosystem, their native token, which is Sui, which is Solana, right? All these, they will rip. We saw that with Solana. We're seeing that with Sui as well. So I do think Sui is definitely a solid project. Me personally, like if I was looking at it and I just stumbled across it right now, would I buy in right this second? Maybe not. I would possibly wait. I always preach patience, right? Have patience. I know it's hard, but you're going to get an opportunity to get in at a good price, right? It might continue to run like crazy, but have patience. Just have patience. Or you know what? Just go all in. Just kidding. Not financial advice. But definitely a good project. I think if you buy in and your long-term goal is 5-10 years from down the road, or even a year or two, I think it won't matter where you buy in right now, because I think in the long run it'll do really well. So, guys, listen. Thank you so much. I needed tonight. I really did. I really needed tonight to be here with you guys. I was missing each and every one of you guys. Just missing the whole community this past week with this freaking hurricane. So, and again, thank you so much to everybody that reached out, took the time, was sending me DMs and stuff like that. I was trying to respond to them, but I do appreciate it more than you guys know. I really do, just with everything, right? And just going a week without electricity with this hurricane made me just come back and just appreciate everything. I'm telling you guys, don't take things for granted like electricity, food, gas. We have no gas in the area, right? We're still kind of recouping everything, but I'm here with you guys. I have internet, I have air conditioning, my family's safe, we're fed. I'm with you guys, like I said, so I'm a happy camper, right? And Bitcoin's doing great. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys, if you're new here, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see each and every one of you guys tomorrow, all right? Same time. All right, guys.